First of all, thank you very much, Aaron, for being kind enough for wearing a wonderful purple shirt. I'm not sure about Paul's one. It could be purple too, but we do appreciate it. I would love to invite our panelists. We are really happy that we could make it. We have people coming from the US, Cory, but coming from the Northeast was not really the easy thing to do. We have Mr. Please come, Mr. Ma, who is coming from China, and that trip was another one, a long one. And we have Carlotta, please, coming from Italy. And so Davide and Gaurav, you're welcome too. Davide comes from Italy too, MSL Italy. And Gaurav, the one with a considerable amount of hair, comes from India through Shanghai. He is our VP for Insights and Social and Innovation in Asia and now relocated in Shanghai. Welcome, Gaurav. We are happy to welcome you to this PurPle session. And of course, I'm sure that you're wondering what PurPle is about. Our goal is to not to give you an academic presentation of what PurPle is, purpose and people, something that we built to help companies, businesses, organizations redefine what they stand for in a world which is extremely troubled, the world in which we live. And so this is a brand new approach based on what we call collaborative social innovation. Collaborative social innovation for us is the next boundary beyond corporate social responsibility. And instead of having a long speech about that, we will be happy to share with you 3 case studies with 3 great companies. So I would like first to introduce Cory Reed, who is Vice President, Cows and Foundation at Conagra Foods USA. Everybody knows this company. And she is responsible, Cory, for the integration of the company's cause of fighting something which is terrible for all of us, which is child hunger. And she made this a fight, which is, I think, a corporate fight and somehow a personal fight. She's really representing, incarnating this fight in the company. You will see that what is fantastic with the Conagra example is that it's about employee engagement. The employees of the company are really supporting the movement, and this is really what PurPle is about too. So we will see that in a few minutes. I'm happy again to introduce you to Mr. Lee Min Ma, who is the marketing director for Perfetti Van Meel in China. I'm sure that you know this company. We will come back to it. This company promising sweetness in the mouth and kindness in the heart, which is exactly what the PurPle development is going to be about. And before taking this position, Mr. Ma was in a number of F&B companies, whether at PepsiCo, whether at Wrigley, whether at Cadbury Schweppes China. So that's like 28 years of experience in food and beverage. Now, my pleasure to introduce you to Carlotta Anderloni, who is the head of communication and CSR at a company called Kiko Artsana. If you have had children, you may have had a Kiko, how do you call that?
Stroller.
Stroller. And so it's a company which is all about babies and all about development, all about children. And Carlotta has been developing in the past years an incredible strategy of CSR for Artsana and for all the associate brands, which is all about, as you will see, taking care of those kids nobody is taking care of. And so how can you take care of them and raise the public interest for them? Gaurav, again, Mishra, our digital heads and VP for Asia. Gaurav is an incredible thought leader, one of the very best, in my view, on this planet when it comes to purpose-inspired movements, social, digital, and engagement. And now he's helping us build a very strong proposition in China. Scott Baudouin is our SVP Consumer Marketing in New York, one of our key executives at MSN New York, and is also the Global Director for PurPle. He's the boss now. I'm not the boss anymore, and that's really the best news. Davide Jucker comes from MSN Milan. He is the digital head in Italy, another great thought leader in this area. Before starting, why don't we look at this trailer that we've made to introduce what PurPle is about. Please. We believe that to be purpose-centric for a company means to put purpose. Great. I will just give you an insight on why we came to PurPle. It comes to my mind when seeing this video. That was go have something like 18 months ago, and we were on collaborative social innovation, CSI. And one day, our colleagues in the US told us, forget about it, this is crime scene investigation. And so it won't work. And so we came to more thinking, and we came to this idea that if we were to define purpose in one sentence, we would say that purpose and people is what it is about. And it's a three-dimensional approach to business, which is rewiring, reconnecting, integrating purpose, participation, and performance. Because the system as it is at stake, and if we want to help him or to help it run for the next century, we definitely need to reconnect those three dimensions: purpose, participation, and people. Performance. So let's start with you, Cory, and maybe if we can have the 1 minute movie which is going to tell us the essential about Conagra and what you do. We can go to this one, please. So, Cory, this is really very impressive, and Conagra Foods and the Conagra Foods Foundation have done this amazing, really amazing job of creating internal champions, one of the most impressive employee engagement movement and strategy. All of those have been finally rallied around ending childhood hunger. You came to motivate them enough to make them champions of this goal. Let's get rid of child hunger. My question would be for you, what do you think, what do you believe was the key to come to this level of engagement with the employees to bring Conagra's purpose to life in such an authentic way? So what was the recipe of success?
Well, thank you for that. Child hunger is a near 20-year commitment for our company, and it was really started in the foundation, so there wasn't as much engagement. There was some early on, but I think through the time, and for the last panel, storytelling really gets to the bigger picture in terms of it's not just about your philanthropic commitment, it's a holistic picture of donating product and people, and certainly engaging our consumers. And so really it became an issue of alignment and driving people aligned to the same goal. Much what I love about the purpose concept and purpose and people is the fact that if we don't have people aligned to a same cause, people are going to do their own thing. Mm-hmm. So one of our presidents has a saying, he talks about a formula of envision, enroll, and execute. Mm-hmm. So you got to put a vision out there, enroll the organization, and then execute. But to be truthful, it took us a little longer because we didn't do that formula. That's the right way to do it. We kind of jumped from enrolling to execute. But now we've learned over time that it's taken us a while to get our people enrolled. So today what we will do is in our new hire orientation, we do a simulation with employees that is a hunger simulation about helping employees understand what it means to be hungry, where they would go for resources, and to get them really engaged early on. And it's really neat to hear some of our new hires coming in and saying, gosh, part of the reason we are working there is because we heard about what you're doing in this space. Mm-hmm. And so then the next level is how do we take that alignment? And for me, it's very exciting. I'm a small department, but our employees have really engaged on their own. So whether they're doing a golf tournament to raise funding or our legal team does food stamp outreach, they are now creating these strategies to go out in the community and make a difference. And whether it's employees or going out in the community, we've created a toolkit, a volunteer toolkit, to help people understand how to engage. The insight we knew is that once people understood it was a problem, they wanted to engage. And so then we had to figure out, how do we enable people to engage, whether it's internally with employee activation like you saw in the video, or if it's with our customers and helping them understand different ways to engage in the hunger space.
So Scott, from a strategic advice standpoint, we are strategic advisors, at least we are trying to be, to our clients. Why was it so critical to insist on the people dimension?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great question. It's, we wanted Corey here today because we've long admired Conagra Foods in the U.S. because it's authentic and it's transparent. And in a world of authenticity and transparency, I think a company like Conagra Foods, it really is sort of the social heartbeat of the organization. And I think that that's where it really needs to start. And when you talk about purpose and people, which Corey knows and we've talked a lot about, is it really has to start with a core purpose. And you've got to connect that purpose to the people within an organization and then externally to your stakeholders to really drive a social movement, if you will, to get more engagement and more involvement. But I think it may have not have started that way. I think maybe you're sort of getting there. But I think what's interesting is as you look to the future, what's going to be most important is we are in a new world of collaborative social innovation. And really working together to devise CSR strategies in the future is already having that authenticity and connection to a shared purpose not only allows people to be part of what your vision might be for the future within this space, whether it's hunger or whether it's a new space that you might enter into, you've already got the power of the people behind you to really drive change within an organization.
Great. Thank you. So we are going to go to you now, Mr. Ma, with Perfetti, the relationship between sweets, the Chinese youth, and an incredible movement of kindness. Let's maybe see the 1-minute movie that will help us understand what it is about.
Alpenliebe, the flagship brand.
Mr. Ma, the figures are so impressive. Of course, it's China. China is big, but it's by millions that you could get engagement of young Chinese. My question would be the following. This kindness movement has been successful in linking the brand proposition, which is again sweetness in the mouth, kindness in the hearts, which is your strategy as a brand. And this, you could link it with everyday's life, everyday's acts of kindness, and it could inspire the Chinese youth by millions to share and engage on it. So what has been what have been the key change drivers for you regarding the Chinese youth?
Okay, thank you, Pascal. Sure. Okay, first, okay, I would say, okay, the program successfully tapped into a very basic human truth that all of us crave for kindness. It can't be more true to the Chinese old or new. Okay, so coming from the background, okay, a cultural background actually, okay, crafted and shaped by Confucius ideology, values, and beliefs. The second of this program, okay, which makes it one a success, is that it's all based on the brand truth, okay, which is love, caring, and kindness, okay, as a daily sweetener, okay, to offer, okay, a life's sweetness. So then, okay, you need to find the connection between the human truth and also the brand truth. And that connection we defined, which fits our brands and also our product portfolio, which is basically a daily sweets. It's the small acts of kindness. Okay, and that first is authentic in a way, and the second is also, okay, highly actionable. Okay, it costs you basically nothing, okay, to do something small, but it's kind. So when you have the human truth and the brand truth connected by, okay, this knot, and the next thing you need to do is really to find the right things to do, and also to do it right. So I'm very glad, okay, 18 months before, we choose a PR-led approach to frame our strategy and our action. And once we have that approach in place, and okay, the next thing is, okay, to really find the relevant point of context, okay, with our audience, which is Chinese youth. youth are very much involved in virtual internet, so we have to do it online for sure. And also, youth are more emotional and also more tangible than rational and intangible. So we should not ignore and forget about also the offline part, which offers a more tangible experience to our youth. So then once you define properly upon the context, and of course content becomes very critical. And to me, it's also important to define the best way to present your contents to your targets. And the first, my thinking is, first, if you want to talk to someone, be one of them, and be in their language, and also in their tonality. And if you want to connect with them and be connected by them, and you need to take the way they used to, and they feel most comfortable with. And also, if you want to engage kids, youth, and you have to be as robust and energetic as the young people. So that means you have to maintain and a very active, alive. You have to be actively alive every day and even every moment. And in China, celebrity, plays a key role in youth life, and it's very impactful. So we also co-worked with celebrity kindness ambassadors. It's important. It's not a celebrity. They have to also behave, and in many ways, in kind ways. And that is very impactful.
Okay.
And non-profits, is very receptive and acceptable to the public in general, and also to youth. So with all of this in places, the result is coming. And apart from what was seen and shown on the screen, our year one, that is more to do with year one, and in our year two, and apart from the number 3, most influential brands, in a microblog, contacts where and over 340 million, bloggers are there. And we also won a fund base of 400,000, and that is not just 400,000. Through them, you are connected to many, many more, because they also have their own connections. And also our fans are very active in that macroblog setting. The macroblog in China is basically Twitter, Facebook combined. And the active rate during the peak activity is up to 775%. And on average, daily basis, we are 50%. If we look at the norm, on average, in the industrial, in the market, it's about 30-35%. So we're number 3 after 2 well-known brands, Durex, Starbucks, 2 award-winning brands last night.
Thank you for that great insights. And Gaurav, we saw recently, a few weeks ago, that, if I'm not wrong, Alpenliebe came in the top 3 or top 5 of the most popular brands on social media in China. We said PurPle was about purpose, this is clear, was about performance, plus 16% of sales for the products over the period. So yes, profits and purpose can work very well together. What about participation? What made the participation such a success?
So, Pascal, one of the areas which we focus on is the idea of grassroots movement marketing. Mm-hmm. And we believe there are 4 things brands need to do that well. First, brands need to have a shared purpose, what we call a social heartbeat, which has a human truth and which has a brand truth. And for this, we also believe, like you said, that we need to not only look back at the brand roots, but we need to look back with our stakeholders and find the truth. Mm-hmm. Tap into the zeitgeist of the people and find the truth. So that was very important. The second thing we say is that you need to have a long-term platform, channel-agnostic platform to organize people. And here we created this kindness movement platform, which has been running for 2 years now. We did it across several social media channels, Renren, which is like Facebook, Sina Weibo, which is like Twitter, Tudou, which is like YouTube, but also a TV series, also events, and so on. Then we say that we need a series of integrated programs which are connected with each other. So we've been doing this for 2 years now. And in fact, this year we're doing every day is a new program, because every day we take a new act of kindness and ask people to engage in it. And finally, we say that we need to use transmedia storytelling, which sparks participation and action. And every day, basically, we create an infographic right now, and this infographic leads to participation and action. So throughout all of this, the intent, the objective, the end objective is to create behavioral change in small and large ways. And for some brands, in some contexts, in some markets, the behavioral change will be world-changing, like in the areas of health or education or environment. In other markets, like in this context, the behavioral change is very personal. It's about how do we become more kind in our own daily life and in our families, in our communities. And if you multiply that small behavior change into 3 million people, that's a significant difference we're bringing about. So I think it's a combination of all that which has allowed us to bring about this change.
What a success. So you know why I cut my hair? Because I didn't want to have a microphone like you have now, because your hair is compromising the sound. Okay, now, Carlota, let's come to this fantastic, beautiful story of the little seeds, that helped create such an interest in Italy. You have no idea you're going to see a short movie. It has become a social movement in Italy in any ways. Can you show us on your wrinkle right? So you have probably 100,000 of Italian people now carrying this as a sign of their commitment to joining the effort to give children a chance. So let's look at the movie, please.
An Italian company that...
Carlota, the magic with what you've been doing here is that not only the creation of this happiness platform has created or generated a huge success for Kiko, but also it has been extremely useful for the families it helped create. The magic in what you do is that you're creating families by joining lonely children and potential families. So what were the essential elements that ensured that you could develop this platform and make it resonate with your company purpose and with the Italian nation, finally?
Yeah. So to answer your question, Pascal, I must say, first of all, that happiness is a key value for us. It's really a key point, because our company deals with the development of children's products. So we make efforts every day trying to simplify the life of parents and make children happy. So it is written also in our mission. In Italian we say, la felicità è un viaggio che inizia da piccoli. So happiness is a journey that starts when you're a baby. And so the value of happiness permeates each of our activities, everything we do. And our payoff, we say Kiko is wherever there's a baby, and in our opinion, it must be much more wherever there's a baby in need, because we think to have a responsibility towards new generations. And so what we decided to do, since the theme of abandoned children is a really crucial topic in our country, we started a collaboration with AIBI, Amici dei Bambini. It is an Italian association that deals with children in need. So we have been collaborating with IBI for many years, since 2003, always side by side, with an ambitious aim, the aim of protecting the right of every child to have a family. So in 2010, the campaign Chicchi di Felicità, Seeds of Happiness for Special Children was born. We call special children all those babies that are more than 7 years of age, or who have many brothers and sisters, or who suffer from physical or mental diseases, and so they have much more difficulties than other children in finding the love of a family. And so, as you were saying before, we created this symbol. This is the symbol of the campaign, the Chicco di Felicità. I'm wearing it now, but I always wear it. It is an object of a modest economic value. As you can see, it is nothing precious. It's not a jewel, we can say, but it has a great symbolic meaning. people who wear it want to take action to change the life of a child. And so since the launching of the campaign in 2010, more than 100,000 people have already opened their heart to the project, so choosing to wear the Chicco di Felicità, and thus contributing to donate the love of a family to more than 290 children. So we think that these are important results, and the proof of a sincere and strong commitment on this topic. And I think also that the confirmation that the people in our country want to do good. And so this is just a starting point for us. Our challenge will go on, because we will try to involve more and more people to enter our Chicco di Felicità Funds community, we have called it, because we think that involving always more people, we can help more and more children, and we think that the more we are, the more we can achieve. And so we are looking for the support of everybody to go on this way.
Thank you, Carlotta. It's definitely impressive. Another great example of wiring, purpose, participation, performance. We tend to say today, and I'm sure many of the colleagues here in this assembly would agree, that PR today is about what? Content creation, social, and experiential. And the magic with what you've been doing, Davide, and this question is for you, is that altogether you help transform the company by using simultaneously content creation and of course a lot of social engagement and experiential, because at the end it's real, it's around a wrinkle, it's in the streets, it's everywhere. So tell us, what was the Italian recipe?
Well, I think it's a matter of purpose. I mean, as Carlotta said, when we start this project, the beginning point was, okay, we want to do something for the child, something for the babies. So this becomes really an internal purpose, and it becomes the way to align all the different internal and external target of the companies about what we was doing, and especially why we were doing this kind of activities. The main point, I think, is that with this kind of purpose, it's something that is really democratic. I mean, because it goes from all the level of the companies inside and from all the kind of consumer outside. So all the people agrees on the values of these activities from one side. From the other side, it makes also things easier for the company to organize all the communication activities. We start like 1 year ago, we say, okay, we have to go digital with Chicco. And when we start asking what we can do in Facebook, what we have to do, which is the story that we want to say to our follower, it was normal for us to say, okay, we will speak about happiness and kids. So when the companies have this kind of purpose, it means that also all the other activities, marketing and communication activities, become easier to be managed, because you can create like a fil rouge, and everything becomes more clear.
Okay, great. Before opening the conversation with the audience, maybe just 2 or 3 things if we try to wrap up what we've been exchanging here. Basically, what we believe and what we are happy to share with our clients and partners in developing PurPle is, first of all, the fact that, as we said before, PurPle is really helping rebuild some sort of confidence and trust towards businesses and organizations in a context where trust has been destroyed by what happened in the past 4 years. And we see that it's working. We see that whatever your business, you can start recreating some sort of confidence in what you are and what you stand for by wiring again your purpose and your attention to the people and communities around you. The second thing we do believe in is that PurPle is here to help companies better engage with all stakeholders in a new way, in a way which is more social, of course, but also again, which can come to experiential, and of course, it has to come through storytelling. And Gaurav has developed with Dominique Payling an impressive, I would say, concept and theory around that. Another belief we have is that we live in times, and this is what all the surveys we've been doing, all the price latest survey and the Economist Intelligence Unit a little before are showing we live in times where there is a growing quest for meaning among the people, and especially among the Generation Y. A quest for meaning and also a strong demand for shared value. Again, business needs to be helped in recreating a new sort of relationship with the people based on those two things, shared value and meaning. What does it stand for? Another point which is important, we saw so well with the Conagra example with Cory, is that PurPle is a fantastic weapon to help attract, motivate, and retain the best talents. Back to the Generation Y, they don't stay in your company just to make money or business as usual. They need a little more than this. They need to be part of something which is more of a vision on what this company stands for. Lastly, and it's not the least, PurPle can help restore reputation. And at the end of the day, like we saw, increase profits and sales. So that's what it is, integrating, again, purpose, participation, and performance, and also probably sticking to the idea that the winning strategies today have to be purpose-inspired and people-driven at the same time, because this is just the two faces of the same medal or the same coin. So up to you now. Our panelists will be happy to answer your questions.
What would you say the difference is between PurPle and traditional CSR?
I think we could all answer this question. I'll start in one word. Corporate social responsibility is great and still needs to be, of course, supported. The only limit is that it's a very top-down exercise most of the time, and that it's more of a constraint than of destiny, which is co-generated and inspired by the people. For us, the difference between CSR and PurPle is that in PurPle you have this collaborative social innovation sequence, which make the people in a bottom-up movement be contributing to defining the purpose and the global vision for the company. So that's for us essential, but maybe...
Pascal, if I can briefly add to what you said, we decode purpose and people in a very specific way. We believe that purpose need not only be about responsibility. In fact, it should not be about the sense of responsibility and weight on our shoulder. It should be about opportunity and potential. It should be about making a positive impact and not only about mitigating the reputation risk from negative impact. So that's the first difference. Yeah. And the second difference on the people side is that we believe that the best way to rediscover our purpose, the best way to realize our purpose is by tapping into the insights and the passions of people. So PurPle is different from traditional CSR programs because how we think of purpose as a positive, and how we believe that people and their participation is key to rediscovering it, key to redefining it, key to realizing it.
Another question? That's for Gaurav, right? Other remarks, questions? I'm sure you're hungry too. If you want to know more, there is a purple.com website. You can go, you can download the presentation. We didn't do because we didn't want to insist on making a presentation, but everything is open and it's to you.
Pascal, thank you so much for a very entertaining panel. Thank you.